We're talking today with Craig Stonaha, President of Laughing Rock Technology. Craig, thanks for taking time today.
Thank you very much.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm all right.
All right.
Where does the name Laughing Rock come from?
You're going to steal all my intrigue. Now, once I say it, it's not nearly as clever, but I actually owned a company previous to this years and years and years ago, and had my name in the company title, and I decided I'd never do that again. So Laughing Rock actually comes from Stonaha, my last name. Laughing Rock. It's my attempt at cleverness.
That's all right. We're not at your office today. We're at the offices of Unique Pretzels. Tell me what it is that you're doing here right now for Unique.
Well, I thought this would be a phenomenal opportunity to show off two local businesses working together to achieve a common goal. They're actually in the process right now of the largest expansion in the history of their business, which is almost 100 years old. They're building a new building, which is approximately 100,000 square feet or so, and we're doing all of the IT and integration work for the entire project. And what that actually includes is interconnecting the two buildings, completely changing their phone system, their telecommunication needs, their data needs, and their security and camera system needs, and integrating all into one centralized system.
Now, they're making the leap to a voice-over IP for phone service.
Yes.
And I've been reading a little bit about this transition. A lot of businesses are doing that. What's the case for VoIP if you're a business like Unique?
It really is. We pride ourselves at being a solution provider. So we do actually offer analog phone systems, but our key market niche is absolutely voice over IP. And the reason why is, given enough time, and I'm not saying in the next 2 or 5 or 10 years, but given enough time, it will eventually be the way that voice communication is handled nationally. The big thing we look at right now, and it's relatively in its infancy still, but the big thing we're looking at now is, one, do they have the bandwidth to support it? Meaning, are their calls going to be clear and crisp, and is the communication going to be solid, not only within the building, but in and out of the building? And then two, what are they paying for the current service? There is absolutely a point at which voice over IP cost justifies itself and becomes a tremendous value. And just to give you an example, in this one instance alone, we were able to save Unique Pretzels, I believe, almost 400% off of their previous phone costs by switching over to a new IP-based phone system and basically integrated with their data network.
400%. What can you tell me what the monthly numbers were?
Sure. They were paying approximately, especially during the holidays was the worst because they have 1-800 numbers, but they were paying approximately $1,600 per month for their phone service. They're now going to be paying, I believe their total bill will be somewhere between $300 and $400 a month.
So obviously that helps pay for the new service pretty quickly.
I believe, based on the numbers we ran for them, the phone system and I believe even the wiring cost justifies itself after only a few months.
How competitive is this? I get the sense that there's a lot of companies out there providing IT service, and they'll wire you, they'll set up your computer system. How competitive is it, and what do you do to stand out?
We were actually started the company with a very unique concept, and this actually came from my past, where I had an issue. The Rolodex on my desk when I was an executive in IT was ridiculously large. It wasn't actually a Rolodex, it was Microsoft Outlook, but the amount of people I would have to call to get a simple task done was insane, because our industry, like many industries, is very fragmented. Websites are considered completely different than IT networks, which are considered completely different from phone systems. That's kind of an old philosophy that hasn't really changed yet, where everyone's picked their niche and they live in it. The problem is, with IP communications, it's all really the same thing nowadays.
Right.
So our niche is to actually provide all of it under one roof, so that you only have one place to call. If your phone system's having an issue, you call Laughing Rock, but if your website's having an issue, you call us as well. A hosting issue, a server down, a PC problem. All of those things are handled by one centralized IT firm. And even if it's something we didn't install, even if it's something that we didn't provide, we'll take the ownership of the issue, and we'll go ahead and find the resolution and make it happen.
So in other words, if you did put in a new VoIP service, and they already had existing computer contract with somebody else.
We'll absolutely work with them. If they want us to take over that, we'll do that as well. We have no problem working with other firms in the area. But that's our big niche, and we've gotten to a point now where there was an old, I don't remember who said it, there was an old sales axiom, which is you can either be a mile wide and an inch deep, or an inch wide and a mile deep. And I truly believe you can only offer your customers value if you're really integrated into their organization, you understand what they need, and you understand where they're headed. And that's where we take our clients and we try to get involved in every level of their data, voice, and web. Basically anything that has ones and zeros in it, get involved in. Because that way we understand exactly what they're doing, exactly what they need, where they're going, and how we can play a role in it.
Right. Let's go back to VoIP. You said at the beginning that it might be 5 years, it might be 10 years, it might be 20 years, but this is going to be the way everybody has phone service at some point. Why do you say that?
Well, right now we're running two separate networks. I mean, there's a lot that goes into the telecom world, but basically you've got two separate networks. You've got your data networks, which are running, you've got your cable connections and running your ones and zeros that provide you internet and everything else. And you've got your phone network. From a cost standpoint, you're maintaining two separate networks. You're maintaining the copper for the phones, you're maintaining the copper for the data. They're segregated in a lot of ways. Just from a financial standpoint for the big utility companies, merging those two and having them run together is going to be the best way to stay competitive in the future. So they're going to continue to push in this direction. The big holdup is going to be bandwidth. A lot of areas don't have great reliable internet connection. A lot of people, maybe still only have a slow DSL connection, or I hate to say it, but some people even still have dial-up. And voice over IP really depends on good, strong bandwidth to work and function properly.
How's Berks County wired for high speed?
We're getting there. There are problems in Berks County. We still have some old sections that are stuck in old regulation, CLEX, LSEX. Those are just terms in our industry, but basically companies that have mini monopolies in certain regions of the county, which hold back progress.
Those would be the old phone system.
Yes. And the fact that some of the larger providers, such as Comcast, are forced out of certain areas because of regulation, it makes it difficult to have consistency with all customers. And also, some of the other large providers, like Verizon Fios, have decided it's not financially beneficial for them to move into the county yet.
Not enough customers to where they need to run fiber?
Or they just think they can sell a higher density of customers in possibly other markets. So we're struggling a little bit because of a lot of different factors that are holding us back, not because of anything that the county itself is doing wrong. But I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of change in the next 5-10 years.
Change in terms of more high-speed fiber coming to Berks?
Yes.
Craig, I think we'll end it there. Thanks again for taking time today.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time.